Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel for this week's Toolbox safety topic video. Before we get started, make sure that you give me a thumbs up down below to encourage me to make more videos of this type. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you'll find additional videos of this nature, other safety related videos, and leadership training videos. If you find this information useful or helpful, make sure you share it with your colleagues and coworkers. This week's topic is on safe torching operations, and I borrowed it from the International Association of Foundation Drilling. Fuel gas cutting tools are some of the most common tools used on our job sites. However, at times, they are also some of the most misused tools. They are often found with leaking hoses, incorrect repairs, broken glass, non-functioning regulators, clogged tips, cracked barrels, or what have you. The work that these tools allow the employees to perform can quite often be dangerous. Thermal and UV burns to the skin and eyes, exposure to toxic fumes, fire or explosion are just a few of the many hazards associated with Oxy-Fuel gas cutting. There are a few facts and tips to keep our employees safe when using Oxy-Fuel gas cutting torch. Compressed gas cylinders themselves are potential hazards if they are improperly handled. A full-size, that's 244 cubic feet, oxygen cylinder is about 57 inches tall and when full weighs approximately 155 pounds. The cylinder color is not an indication of the contents. In other words, not all oxygen cylinders are green. Only the label will correctly identify the contents of a compressed gas cylinder. The gas inside an oxygen cylinder is compressed to 2,200 pounds per square inch. Yet the wall thickness of this cylinder is only 1/4 of an inch. If the cylinder was to fall over and the valve at the top was broken off, the gas will escape through an opening about the size of a pencil. This will turn this innocent-looking cylinder into a rocket that will crash through block and brick walls, ricochet, spin, and slash its way through anything in its path. Now, oxygen is not the fuel. It is what chemically combines with the fuel gas, acetylene, propane, MAP, or propylene, to produce the heat for welding or cutting operations. Now, acetylene is a byproduct of evaporating acetone. Acetylene is stored in a cylinder that contains a filler substance such as lime silica, charcoal, or fuller's earth, and liquid acetone that has been pumped into the cylinder. The acetylene molecules are drawn off by the difference in atmospheric pressure and the pressure inside the cylinder, approximately 250 psi. Because there is liquid acetylene inside the cylinder must always be secured in the vertical position while in use and never laid on its side. All compressed gas cylinders must be stored upright and secured. Stored oxygen and fuel gas cylinders must be separated by 20 feet or by a non-combustible barrier of 5 feet high with a 1/2 hour fire-resistant rating. Now, the regulator ensures that the pressure of the gas from the tank matches the required pressure in the hose. The flow rate is then adjusted by the operator using needle valves on the torch. Accurate flow control with a needle valve relies on a constant inlet pressure. The gas regulators and gauges take quite a beating from careless handling when taking them in and out of the toolbox, or if they ride around unprotected in the back of pickup trucks. Exercise caution when handling a torch set and store it correctly. Now, the hoses are color-coded for visual identification. The color of the hoses varies between countries. In the United States, the oxygen hose is green and the fuel hose is red. LPG will damage an incompatible hose, including most acetylene hoses, so ensure that the hose is compatible with the gas used. Now the threaded connections or connectors on the hoses are handed to avoid accidental misconnection. The thread on the oxygen hose is right-handed, while the fuel gas hose has a left-handed thread. The left-handed threads also have an identifying groove cut into the nut. The threads on an acetylene cylinder valve, where the regulator attaches to the male or female, adapters may be necessary to attach the light-threaded regulator. Now remember, never use any oil, grease, or other type of petroleum product to lubricate the threads or any regulator or valve, especially on oxygen cylinders. A fire or explosion could result when the gas contacts the lubrication medium. Keep the regulators clean and be careful of how they're stored in the gang box so that no contaminants can get on the threads. Now, a check valve lets gas flow in one direction only. It's usually a chamber containing a ball that is pressed against one end by a spring. Gas flow one way pushes the ball out of the way, and a lack of flow or a reverse flow allows the spring to push the ball into the inlet, blocking it. Not to be confused with the flashback arrestor, a check valve is not designed to block a shock wave. The shock wave could occur when the ball is so far from the inlet that the wave will get past the ball before it can reach its off position. Flashback is the condition of the flame propagating or spreading through the hose on an Oxy-Fuel welding and cutting system. The flame burns backwards into the hose, causing a popping or squealing noise. It can cause an explosion in the hose with the potential to injure or kill the operator. Using a lower pressure than recommended can cause a flashback. To prevent such a situation, a flashback arrestor is usually employed. Best practice is to fit flashback arrestors at the regulator and check valves to the torch. Now read the SDS on acetylene. You will see that acetylene is released to the atmosphere at greater than 15 psi. It becomes unstable and can explode without the aid of any spark or other heat source. It is important that tools and equipment associated with Oxy-Fuel cutting operations, especially the regulators, be inspected and maintained on a regular basis. Be sure to inspect the environment where you will be using Oxy-Fuel cutting torches. Remove all flammable and combustible materials in the area. Have a charged fire extinguisher nearby in case of fire. Hot work permits and fire watch may also be necessary for your work area. Proper personal protection such as burning goggles and a face shield should always be worn to protect the eyes and the face against glare and flying sparks. Make sure the lenses are shade 5 or darker, just not a simple tinted safety glasses. Additionally, you must have long pants, long sleeve shirt, welder sleeve or jacket, or some other form of protection for protection of the body. Even for a simple 30-second job, make sure you wear the proper PPE. Now, do not ignite the torch with anything other than a friction striker. The use of matches, lighters, welding arc, and relighting from hot work is prohibited. Now, these are some simple reminders of Oxy-Fuel gas cutting safety. Now, these words alone will not protect you from the hazards associated with this task. You must also make the conscious decision to inspect and then use this type of equipment correctly every time. You or your co-worker's life may depend on it. All right, boys and girls, that's it for this week's Toolbox safety topic video. Thanks for stopping by, and thanks for watching. Make sure to give me a thumbs up down below to encourage me to make more videos of this type. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you will find additional videos of this nature, other safety-related videos, and leadership training videos. And until we see each other again, take care of yourself because you're number one. Look out for your coworkers and help ensure their safety. Have a grateful day. And remember, I will see you in the field. All right, Oxy-Fuel cutting torches. Very useful tool, couldn't do without them out there in the field. However, they can be very dangerous. Make sure that you take the time and inspect the equipment, follow all operational procedures as outlined previously, and use them wisely, use them safely. Now, remember that these videos can be used as a toolbox safety topic video. But the main thing you have to remember is that you have a sign-in sheet. You identify the video that you watched, have your team watch the video, have some discussion about what the video was in the video, and then talk about the safety on your job, and then make sure they sign it. Make sure they sign it to signify that they understood what they watched. The important thing is that you document it, because that document becomes verification that you do continuous training on safety or hazard recognition, hazard mitigation for your team, for your company, and for your job site. And remember, in OSHA's eyes, if you didn't document it, it didn't happen. Now, if you have a specific video you'd like to see, just leave something down in the comments, and I'll get something going on that. If you have a specific question, make sure that you put the comment down below, and I'll respond to it and get you the information that you need to share with your coworkers. All right, I guess that's it. I don't have any Easter eggs this week. I've been real busy. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a grateful day, and I will see you in the field. Stop recording.